Hey, it is Coach Louise, and this is your Getting Started Right webinar. I am just going to go through a few things. I've got a PowerPoint presentation. I'm going to share my screen and just kind of walk you through some of the initial things that you should know as a coach, either wherever you're at, whether you're just kind of dabbling in this, whether you're doing it as a hobby, maybe you're just wanting to pay for your Shakeology and help some friends out, or whether you're doing a full-on business building. I want to make sure that you have an understanding of some of the basic stuff. And I'm going to share quite a bit of information, so just don't get overwhelmed with it. Just take notes, kind of let it sink in, and then when you do, if you decide to do additional training, then some of this is going to make more sense as you go along. So let me just share my screen, and let's see if I can get this right. Okay. Getting started right. So living fit and free, that's who we are. And, you know, I started as a coach so that I could have my freedom of my own schedule. And I've shared my story with some of you, and it was just, you know, I signed up as a coach to be a coach because I really wanted a career change. I love health and fitness, and I'll tell you, when I jumped into my first challenge group, I got amazing results. And so now I really just want to pay it forward. So I call us the Pay Fit Forward Posse, and we live fit and free. So again, that was my why, and this is so important. And I really would encourage you to take some time after this to just jot down why did you become a coach? Why is it important for you to be on your own health and fitness journey? And what areas of coaching did you learn about that made you want to be a coach? Especially if you're into wanting to make this like your part-time hustle or a hobby or a business career, then you know, obviously it's going to, at those times when you don't want to show up and do the work, that having that deeper why is going to help you to push through those times when I'm tired and I don't really want to reach out and talk to anybody, or I don't want to push play, I don't want to work out, I don't want to eat well, and those times come up. And so it's important to be able to have this why to look back on, just to know and to be able to resonate with you, to help push you through to those times when it is going to get kind of hard. Oops. So again, why did you sign up as a coach? How will being successful at coaching impact your life and your family's life and your future? I know for me, it was really important that, again, you know, I was in this career. Construction career is just something I kind of fell into when I was younger. It pays good money. I just kept going with it. And before you know, it's 20 years later and I am miserable, and I'm a single mom, and we're maxing out our 24 hours in the day, and we are not enjoying life. And I just was sitting there at my desk, and my son was 8. And I remember that because I thought, I have 10 more years until he's 18. Then I'm going to be doing this, you know, until he's out of the house, and then I can just be reckless with my life and not show up for work. And so I knew he was 8 at the time. We're just turning 8, and I thought, 10 more years, I cannot do this. And it was affecting him as well, because we were not happy, and Mama was miserable, right? So that was a big why for me to find the thing that I could get excited about, and wake up every morning and feel excited about doing every day, and do that as my job. And I wanted to show him that by example. I didn't want him to just fall into a career and get a 9-to-5 job and get a job or a degree and all that just because that's what society tells you. I wanted him to figure out what is going to excite you and make that your purpose, your career, your path for life, so that you can go through life and enjoy it. You know, and so that was our future, right? And I also wanted to, you know, on the flip side of it, is just teach them how to live healthier. And when you're healthier, you're happier, you have more energy, right? So that was what my why in the beginning. It still is, and it's very important to me. And it helps me to show up. My husband walked out the door this morning, and he's not entirely happy with his job. So definitely would want to, one of my first goals is to retire him. And he's just saying, he was getting ready to walk out the door, and he's like, no, I'm just not going to go to work today. I'm like, you know what? Some days I do that. As my own boss, some days I say, I don't really feel like doing that stuff. and my business doesn't advance. And I thought, you know what? I can't say that because it's not fair to him. It's not fair to our family and our future. So think about that and write that out. So think about what is your first goal that you want to achieve. For me, it was paying off my credit card debt because I had met my now husband, and I knew he was going to be the man I married, and I wanted to be able to get married without any credit card debt. So that was my first goal. And then to continue to pay it forward and to then retire that career, that construction career. When we got married, I wanted to be able to walk away from that, and I have. So that's very important to know what your why is. So a couple of housekeeping things. Just you should have gotten a welcome email, one from Beachbody and then also from me. And just make sure that you have received that you read through it, that you do what's asked of you in that email. It's kind of like, here's where we start, just kind of giving you a little bit, pieces of information to kind of get you going. Same with Beachbody's email. They send you from headquarters, from corporate. It tells you how to access your websites. It tells you, where some of the other trainings are and to get into your back office. And those are all things that you need to know when you first get started. And just kind of, again, don't get overwhelmed with it. Just click through, know where some things are, know how to get into the back office. And if you have any questions about that, definitely we can chat. So you go through the new coach mentorship that you'll be sent either from me or your coach that will give you some information, kind of drilling down on some of the things that we're going to talk about later in this presentation. And then the one thing that I would really like everyone to get familiar with in the beginning is the share a cart. So when you're speaking with other people, especially, you're on your journey, people are seeing the changes happening with you and they're asking, what are you doing? Usually in the very beginning, our friends and our family are like, hey, I want to do that too. And so it's important to just know how to create that share a cart in the beginning when anybody is ever interested in jumping on board with you. Can you make it really easy process to just pick out the challenge pack for them, the flavor of the Shakeology or the Beachbody performance line, and to be able to send that right to their email. It makes it super easy for them, super easy for you, keeps a list of who you're sending that to. So it's a good habit to get into right from the get-go. And then also know where the files are in our team page. So on the left-hand side of the team page, you'll see a files link that you can click into. I'll always have helpful documents in there, some scripts, some planner templates. We will put our team calls in there in a Google form where you can just click onto, so it'll be listing them out, and you'll have either a YouTube link that'll link you to all the team calls. So you want to know where the files are in our team page. And then also schedule in your calendar the team calls, and I'm going to show you where what the schedule looks like here in another slide. But I want you to put that in your phone because it's important for you to show up and be a part of the team. You're going to learn tips and tricks. You're going to learn mindset. It's going to help with your confidence. It's going to help you to learn how to talk about the business and how to share your story. You're going to be able to relate with other coaches on the team to be able to see, that you're not like this can be a lonely business because you're at home or you're working in your pocket time, reaching out to people through your computer, through your phone, sometimes in face-to-face, but it can get lonely. So it's good to get back connected with the team as a whole and the network as a whole. So there's other trainings that you can do with the coach network, like on Beachbody Champions page, but I definitely want you connecting on the team calls. So I'll have a list of what the schedule looks like here in another slide. Okay, there you go, team calls. So let me make sure I didn't miss anything here. No. Okay, team calls. So Monday night, it's 5 o'clock Alaska time, 9 o'clock Eastern time. And that's kind of like a range that's going to help people from Alaska all the way over to the East Coast to be able to get in on the calls, hopefully at some point, and everybody in between. And we'll play with this and see if this time frame this Mondays don't work, then we might change that up, but there's always going to be a recording that you can come back and look at. On Tuesdays, I'm going to begin, there's a typo there. I'll just fix that right now. On Tuesdays, there's an Emerald Takeover call for new coaches so that you can get to Emerald, because you can really get to Emerald in 24 hours, but definitely within a week. And we'll talk about how that works in the Emerald Takeover, and your coach should be talking with you one-on-one when you first get signed up and you go through the quick start. The first 30 quick start action plan should be identifying how you can get to Emerald. That's when you really put the key into your business, like you do in a car. You put the key in, and that allows you to turn on the team cycle bonus, which we'll talk about later. And that really is kind of how you start creating, opening up the potential for greater income. You can earn income many ways, and reading through the compensation plan, and there's also a training on a Beachbody Champions page that I can direct you to, that kind of walks you through the highlights of it. But to actually look at the compensation plan, which your coach can show you how to find, that is important. You should know how you make money, right? This is your business. You are the boss. You are the CEO. So you should know how you'll make money. And right now you don't, but that's okay because you're new. But we will have trainings on that as well. We will do team calls on it, just kind of talk about it, how to create the volume and how to place coaches, and how to maximize your income potential, so that you're working smarter and not harder. And then in that process, you'll understand it more. So then on Thursdays, there will be a team action hour. This will be 5 o'clock Alaska time. And again, I'm trying to get it so that it's available to everybody across the whole nation. And that's where we're actually going to sit down and we're going to work through the business activity tracker, the success club system, and all those activities that are your business building activities in that hour. And that is just to make sure, we'll be head down and really working, but we'll also have an opportunity to answer some questions, so that if you're not sure how to do this, or you've gotten a certain objection, and how to respond to it and work through that. And then on Saturdays, I love being able to do like Q&As. So on Saturdays we have a coffee chat, and I actually right now have this combined with the coaches and with our clients. So it's a Q&A for everybody, so they can come on and we just chat about what's going on, with our challenge groups, with your meal plan, with your workouts, and answer questions, provide some tips, just give some value, and just kind of like have a really informal chat, like if we were meeting up at the coffee shop, so that everybody feels comfortable with their journey. So whether it's a coach question or a client customer challenge group question, we can answer those at the same time. And once the calls get bigger, we will separate them out. But that's what we do for now. So there will be other calls, trainings, special events, and those will always be announced on the team page. So it's also a good habit to check into the team page, every day. Put it in your favorites, in the shortcuts, in your Facebook on the right hand or left hand side. You can make it a favorite so that it stays at the top, where you can always just click into that, check to see what's new, and I'll always stay connected there. Okay, questions. Ask 3 before me. So one of the things about me is I really want to empower others. So that means that if you have a question, I don't want to just go, I know where to find it, and I know how to find it. And if I don't know the answer, I can go and research it and look it up and find it, right? And I want you to be able to do that also, because it's like I say, even when I'm talking to prospective people, I will be your coach, but I will never be your crutch. I don't want to hand you a meal plan. I don't want you to tell you exactly. I want to help you, give you the tools and the resources to empower you, whether you're a coach or a client, to be able to create this lifestyle for yourself, to create the habits that you need to achieve the goals. So whether you're a client or in the challenge group, I want to empower them with how to create a meal plan, where to find the recipes, how to find the documents and the materials on the Beachbody On Demand, where to find the nutritional videos in the 2B Mindset or the Ultimate Portion Fix. And the same goes for coaching. So the Ask 3 before me, first one is your FAQs in your Coach Online office. So that, I'm like the FAQ girl. That's my coach, Nani. She calls me, you're the FAQ girl. Because I'll always, when I'm presenting something, I'll say, and you can check out FAQ 1493, or whatever the number is. Because the coach FAQs have a ton of information, and they have clickable links, so that if you don't find that exact information there, or you need some more information, there's usually some more clicks that you can go to find out exactly what the answer you're looking for. And I recently learned, because I would log into the back office and scroll down to the bottom, and there's a FAQ little thing at the very bottom of the coach back office. But you can actually go to coachfaq.com, and it pulls up that FAQ page right there. You just type in whatever you want to know. I've put in how to suspend Shakeology, or Shakeology ingredients, or coach refund fee. You just type those things in, and it's going to pull it up with information and tell you exactly what you need to know. So that's your first place to go. Your second is in the search bar in the team page. So on the team page over in Facebook, on the left-hand side, that's where you see, about, discussion, members, files, photos. Right below that is a little search bar, and you could put in maybe compensation plan and hit the search, and it's going to bring up every post that mentions the word compensation. Or you might want to know about inviting or inviting scripts, or rank, and you put those in. Or you can search a name. As the team page gets bigger, you could search my name, and it'll pull up all the posts that I've done, and it'll go from most recent to oldest. So that's the second way to search. And then the third is ask in the team page. So, I set certain business hours, and I'm not always available. And I don't want you to be sitting on, how do I respond to this question that a customer or prospective customer has? Or I've got a new customer and she needs help setting up this or changing that. How do I do that? So I don't want you to let too much time go by without being able to respond. And I encourage you to set your business hours too. But you can ask in the team page. So you could just do a post right in the team page. I've got this question, can anyone help me out with this? So you can just ask on the team page, because there's going to be people in there that can help you right away. So that's your third place. And then with those three, if you can't figure it out, or you're just not getting the information that you need, you could text me. That is the best way to get in touch with me, is to text me or your coach. So, and in this whole process, you are empowering yourself. You are learning, not only learning the answers to the questions you have, but how to find them. You are becoming resourceful. And, most people don't lack resources, but they lack being resourceful. So we have so much information, whether you Google it or YouTube it, or go into your coach FAQ or in the team page. We have access to all the information that we need, but it's a matter of being resourceful and looking for it, and empowering yourself with that tool, with that resource of knowing how to do that and where to find that. And then you'll be able to teach this to your coaches as well. So remember, you are the CEO of your own business. You're going to have lots of questions in the learning process, but I want you to make you resourceful. This will help you learn where to find answers, so you become the independent boss babe that I want you to be. Right? You didn't sign up to be a coach for the freedom so that you could always be relying on me, right? That's not why we became our own bosses. We want to have everything that we need to be self-sufficient, and that's so that we can duplicate that and help our coaches to do the same. Same with your customers, right? You want to help them to be resourceful so they don't have to. When you give them that power and empower them with that, it just means so much more, and it becomes greater value to them, and they will sustain that more. It builds the confidence in them, and that's what we want. Same with the coaches. Okay, so your first step, tell people what you are doing. This is scary. I get it. I know. But you have to make a post announcing your new journey. Right? So when you're making a post, you're just telling a story. Preferably, you want to have a picture of you, something that relates. And you'll see in this example here, this is Melanie Mitchell. This is her before and after, the first ones that she ever posted and her story. And you want to make it personal. Like, why did you start on your own health and fitness journey? Why did you become a challenger in your first boot camp? What was that like before you did it, when you did it, when you first signed up, how you felt after your first month, your first 21 days. I'm sure that's what most of you were like. A lot of us started with 21-day fix. So tell a story and make it personal. What it was like before you started, what happened when you first got signed up, what was that excitement, what did you want to, what were your expectations, what were the things you wanted to change, how were you feeling? And then once you got into the challenge group and you started working out and you started eating better and drinking your Shakeology, how did your life change and how did you feel after? It's important. People don't want to know what you're doing, or they don't buy what you're doing, they buy why you do it. They buy the feeling. They buy because they want that feeling too. So you have to really put emotion into your story and make it personal. And when we do this, you're going to be, just be you. Like, there's an example here and we'll read it, but I want you to be you. Put it in your words, right? You have to write it out. If you want to shoot that off to me in an email or a text or a message, your verbiage, and we can tweak it, then do that by all means so that you feel confident with it. And what you definitely do not want to do is name drop. So even though I said Shakeology before, we don't mention it. It's our superfood nutrition shake. You don't mention that you're a Beachbody coach, but that you started a new business of online health coaching, online health and fitness coaching. Sometimes I say I'm a food and fitness coach. So we don't put names out there. We don't say 21-day fix. And I'm going to show you an example of my feed when I first started as a coach. And it's interesting. Let me just tell you that. Okay, and then create curiosity. So that's why we don't name drop. We want to create that curiosity. We want to give them some of the details, but we don't want to give them all the information because we want them to ask about it, right? So in this Melanie Mitchell's, and I actually did change hers because hers had Beachbody Coach and Shakeology and I think Insanity. So today I have a big announcement. Some of you may or may not know that I have been on a journey to really change my lifestyle, to eat healthier, to start exercising, and it has really impacted me in so many ways. I joined a challenge group where I get daily support, accountability, motivation, and recipes/tips. I seriously have fallen in love with the support, workouts, and simple nutrition. I would have given up in the first week if it wasn't for the other people that were in the group. So after losing 30 pounds working out at home, I decided that I couldn't keep this a secret. I want to pay it forward and help others to feel the same way I do. So I became a coach, and my job is to help you reach your goals by customizing support, keeping you motivated, accountable, and sharing what is working for me with you. If you are interested in joining me on June 9th, please message me or like this post for more information. I'm accepting 5 people into my group that are ready and willing to take that leap of faith and change their lifestyle. Are you in? So there's a lot of great things in here. Obviously, she writes well from the very beginning and got coached well in the beginning. Love this. So she really points out the fact that the accountability and the community is what separates us as coaches and what we do with Beachbody, because you can go and get into other weight loss programs. You can Google, workout programs and meal plans. You can find all kinds of things on YouTube, and even joining the gym. The piece that's missing is having that accountability and having the daily motivation and the community of other people that are on the journey right along with you. So big thing to make sure you stress in your post, especially if that was true for you, right? So again, be real, be you. If that's not part of your story, then don't, make it up. But a lot of people do struggle with that piece. And then she also just mentions in here, that she wanted to pay it forward. So she really is just kind of like this really gentle invitation of, here's, you know, if you want to, then join me. And then when she goes and reaches out to other people in messages and in texts, then and invites them, personally invites them with a message, they are going to look and they'll see this stuff posting on her, and she's in Facebook when she first started, and they will know what she's talking about. Oh yeah, I seen her doing that. I seen her before and after. She looks great. Okay, so you can't see it here, but she actually has, I think, something about her beach body right here too. So we used to put all kinds of words all over our pictures in the beginning, and we don't do that anymore. You can still sometimes, and then putting a quote sometimes. So, but before we used to just like plaster it all over. So that was Melanie Mitchell's, and I just want to show you my Facebook page really quickly. So this is my Facebook page. These are the first couple of posts that I ever did after becoming a coach. So this is the Super Saturday. This was in June 2014, and that's when I signed up as a coach. Prior to that, here's what my Facebook page was. It was a couple of things here. My son turned 8. Just some photos I had found in a yearbook. Couple of trips with my son. A reunion. This is 2008. And then this is like, I don't know, these are like 2011, right? I had a few photos over several years. This was 2014, but I believe. But here it is. This is where I signed up as a coach. And I just posted some pictures, and I actually think if you click into this, okay. I hope you can see this. It was actually Nani who posted this, and she tagged us. So this is Sonia, who's, I think she's a discount coach still. Nani, Darna, she's a discount coach, and myself. So it wasn't even like I had actually posted them. And we went to dinner afterward. And then, you know, after that, my page is moving really slow. Sorry. After that, you know, I was still dating Maury at the time. I did my first 3-day refresh and bit the bullet and posted my results out there. And then just posted still a little bit more about being able to work, you know, while my son's at Chuck E. Cheese, just our healthy lifestyle. When I had my bladder tuck, because I couldn't work out without peeing my pants. You know, and then I started posting a little bit about my workout. So let's see what the time frame on this is. So in the beginning, I wasn't like throwing it out there, but I was behind the scenes inviting people. So this was September, right? So it took a while for me to get comfortable. Like I was a challenger, I learned the ropes, I was on my own journey, and then I started sharing and wanted to start running my own groups. And then here's like one of the first, I don't know, real posts about workout done, Shakey-O in hand, healthy lunch, thank God it's Friday. And then just a quick little thing about loving a full life, a balanced life. Sometimes I complain about how busy I am and my responsibilities, and I get a reminder, sometimes gentle, sometimes a slap in the face, that I am blessed beyond measure. And I was just trying to really get some engagement and put my journey out there. But see, you see, that was me in the Shakey-O cup, right? We do not do that anymore. And let me just show you a couple of little other ones. I won't click into them. But we used to like plaster I Love Shakeology. This was all about lower fixed day, my Pilates fixed day, Shakeology tryouts. Here's where it's become a Team Beachbody coach. So we did kind of the things we don't encourage now, back then. You know, my 3-day refresh. and always, just always had the name right out there, Insanity. So, about that. So I'm just telling you, in the beginning, like when I posted those, the people that I were reaching out to were my closer knit family and friends. And they were seeing my journey, and they weren't totally like, nowadays there's so much multi-level marketing and selling of all kinds of different online products that people kind of get turned off if they are just think that you're just trying to sell them a product. But we are providing a service as coaches. And so that's why we don't mention the name in the beginning. We want them to see the journey. We want them to hear our story. We want them to know what our feelings and our emotion were, so that they can relate to that. And then you have a conversation about how you got your results and the things that you did and the products and the programs that you use to get there. And so we don't want to just blast it out there on the front end until we can have a conversation with them, identify what their goals are, let them know what you did to get your results, and present it that way. So in the beginning, when I was, and this is back, I said, before social media got so much into multi-level marketing, but the people that were seeing my posts, especially, remember I'd had 10 posts in 5 years. I don't know how many friends I had, maybe 200. And the people that were seeing those posts in the beginning were my close friends and family, people who knew, liked, and trusted me, right? So it was okay for them to see that. And that's who I was inviting in the beginning. People were jumping on board and getting into my challenge groups. So that's that. Okay, let's move on. So how work in your business on a day-to-day basis. I always say, no matter what the strategy should always be, keep it simple, sister. Whether you're helping people, whether you're sharing your journey, whether you're connecting, inviting, you're following up, you're getting in your workouts, you're meal planning, you're getting in your personal development, you're running your challenge groups, always keep it simple. When you keep it simple, you keep it sustainable, right? Whether it's you doing your health and fitness or you doing the business. And when you teach that to others, it just makes it sustainable for them too. So we have 4 vital behaviors. The first one is be proof the products work. So that means first and foremost, you need to be on your own journey. You can't give away what you do not possess, right? So you have to be on your fitness journey. So you get a program, you follow it start to finish, you know what the nutrition guide says. If you're going to be in Ultimate Portion Fix, you want to get that certification. You want to dive into the material and understand it because this is your job, right? You wouldn't take on a new job at a new company at some brick and mortar and not learn the information, right? The things that you need to be able to do your job effectively, you would. So you have to start with you because 1, you're sharing your story. 1, you're living by example, and you're going to be that proof of what others can do. So you have to pick a program, follow the meal plan, show up, and share. Share on social media. That's your proof, your social proof. You have to put it out there. Otherwise, people don't know what you're doing. You're all of a sudden just saying, here's my boot camp. What? So we're going to talk about that here in a second. So the second one is connect, invite, follow up. Obviously, this is a relationship building business, so you need to make those connections, whether it's in person, through emails, through social media. You have to connect with people. And then as you're sharing your story, people will be liking and commenting, or they might even reach out and ask you questions about, what are you doing? You're looking great. You can invite them to join you in your next challenge group. And then after inviting people, you want to follow up with them because it takes 7 to 15, depending on, the different studies that you read about, 7 to 15 different follow-ups or touches or, reaching out or people seeing your posts for them to make that decision to do this, So you'll invite them. they may say, they may ghost you, they may not even reply. And you invite them again the next month, and they say, now's not a really good time. And you always answer, okay, I get this, what are you doing? And there's other things that we can talk about in that process, but then, you set up a follow-up date, like, oh, okay, I get it. I know how busy you are. Can I follow up with you next month? I run groups every month. So you have to follow up. The fortune is in the follow-up, because not in the beginning, you might get your friends and your family saying, yeah, I want to jump on board with that. Let's do this. But as you're building out your, and talking to your warm market, and then turning your cold market into your warm market, those people are going to take a little bit more time to say yes. So you do have to continue to follow up with them. And then the third one is to get people results. So once they say yes and you've got them in your challenge group, it's your job to get them results. It's your job to show them, help give them some inspiration every day, and be there, know that, and so they know you're going to be there, and be doing this alongside with them. So you're a challenger in your own group. You stay on your journey and you continue to help other people get the results that they want, the ones that you said that you could help them get. So super important, this vital behavior. And then that also builds your credibility. When you get people results, then you have these stories to be able to share. It's like, had these 10 ladies, they all met their goal, or they all, a total accumulation. We lost 110 pounds between the 10 of us, and we're going strong, feeling better than ever. So it's not only just living up to the promise that you gave, that when you were inviting people into your group to be able to get the results that they want, that you had the tools to be able to get them there, to help them. But also having the stories to be able to share with others when you're inviting. It's like, this works, right? Of course, people have to show up and work it. You can't do the work for them, but it's your job to show up and help them, guide them, so that they can get the results that they want. And then 4, personal development. Again, this is a relationship building business. This is all about relationships. In the connection, you're connecting and building a relationship. In the invitation, your people are beginning to like and trust you. You're building that deeper connection. As you're following up, people see that you're somebody who is dependable, somebody that they can start trusting, somebody that they might want to actually get into a relationship with, as far as you being their coach and in this group, and kind of, losing weight and getting in shape and getting healthy and overcoming some of these things is very vulnerable for people. So, so you have to build those deeper connections that you do in that process of connecting, inviting, and following up, and sharing your story, being proof that the products work, and sharing your story about that. And always giving of yourself, whether it's just in your posts that you're creating, or when you're reaching out and talking to people, or in your challenge groups, trying to help people to overcome their struggles and just provide that inspiration that maybe like, oh my gosh, today I don't even know if I can bring it, but I need to be there for the people that I said I was going to help. That's where personal development comes in. You have to continue to fill your cup, because you are pouring out of it all the time. So you have to continue to fill your own cup. That's why team calls are great. Having an accountability success partner that's another coach that you can lock arms with is great. Listening to your personal development all the time really is like, keeps me grounded. Knowing that like other coaches feel the same way or had a similar struggle, and they're being successful in what they did, and when they share that with me and I hear it, it fires me up again, or maybe there's personal development, then I also call it professional development, is that maybe you need to learn more about conversation starters, or learn more about confidence, or more about how to do Google Streak, how to do the emails, how to use a scheduling app for your posts, like later.com is one I'm working on right now, or how to how to send bulk emails, how to do different things in your back office, right? How to create a Facebook page or event, how to maximize the challenge tracker app. So these are different things that are professional development kind of things that you will want to also, spend a little time on. Could be even including like going back and looking at the ingredients on Shakeology and really doing like some research on what are the benefits of all these different ingredients. Like, you don't have to be an expert on everything that's in Shakeology, but it's good to know, like, okay, we have a phytonutrient blend. What does that mean? So that you can talk confidently about the different blends that we have in Shakeology. You don't have to know the specific benefits of every single ingredient, but there's a couple of different brands, our protein blend, phytonutrient blend, our adaptogens, there's the vitamins and minerals. So if you just go and that could be part of your professional development. So again, please don't get overwhelmed. There is a ton to learn, and learning is good. You will walk step by step with the coach, with the training, just to starting with that first step. Remember, in announcing your new journey, your online coaching journey, and work with your coach to craft your post, to put together your graphic, to tell your story. And from there, you'll just start connecting and inviting and continuing to, reach out to people. So it may sound all overwhelming when I put it all together, but it is a little step by step. And we'll talk about another thing here in a second that'll keep you lined out. Okay, so let's move on. So being a product of the product or proof of the product, focus on yourself and everything else will fall in place. So you want to share about your workouts. You want to share about getting results. You want to share how you're fueling your body, not just Shakeology, but if the Energize, your all natural, plant-based pre-workout drink that gives you energy, and your post-workout that helps you with recovery so that your soreness doesn't last as long, your recovery process is shortened so that you're seeing better results quicker, right? You want to share about those things. But we don't just share about Beachbody. We don't just share about our health and fitness when we're on our social media. We want to sprinkle these things in with our other areas of our life that are important to us. Our family, if you're a mom or a dog mom or a cat mom, or if you you have a certain hobby that you like, if you like to go hiking, or maybe you're a movie buff, whatever it is. These being a proof of the product and how we share about it is just things that we sprinkle into our overall kind of reality show of who we are as a person as a whole. But you have to focus on yourself first. Everything else will fall into place. If you have your workouts and you're doing them and you're feeling stronger and you're getting results and you're helping your own health issues, you're getting more energy, just sharing about that is just going to be, it'll be easier because you're focusing on yourself first. And again, you can't give away what you don't possess. So tell a story every time or provide tips and value. Always talk to your person and make it clear that they can do it too. You have to share your journey on social media. It's important that you share your journey on social media. Show that you're consistent. You continue to show up for yourself and that you'll be there for them. And when you're putting your results out there and putting your journey out there, when you're inviting on the back end and people come to your social media, whether it's Facebook or Instagram, then they'll be able to see, oh, yes, I see she's working out. She's got good meals. She's drinking some sort of a shake. She's active. Oh, she does this hobby. I like that. Whatever it is. So they can see that. So you commit to your own journey. You get results, not just physical, that you've gotten better at meal planning, prepping, and staying on track, not beating yourself up for the days that you don't stay on track. Results in staying accountable, results in your mindset when you thought you couldn't, but you did. That's huge. I that's one of the things I love about the stories that I hear back from the challengers that I've helped, that in the beginning they were so doubtful of being able to keep up with the workouts or doing the meal planning, or be able to succeed, because a lot of people have tried so many things and failed, or they succeeded and then gained the weight back, or they never stuck to a workout program. And, they get sore, they give up, they don't know what they're doing. And so that's one of the biggest things is when people thought they couldn't, and then they do. And that confidence, that light that comes on it's amazing. So, it's not always easy, but it's worth the 30 minutes and some preparation ahead each week, right? You want to share about that. It's a lifestyle, baby, not perfect, but progress. So we share about that. So you also want to write out your own Shake-Yo story. Supplementation in today's society is crucial. Not starving yourself and not depriving yourself, but nourishing yourself, right? So writing out your Shake-Yo story about maybe some of maybe you weren't a shake person. Like I wasn't a shake person. Didn't really think that was going to be something I stuck with, but here's how it's helped me, like curbing cravings. I know with the over-farmed industry of the soils are depleted of things, that there's certain micronutrients that we don't get that are helping me with so much more energy, feel so much better. They are providing the cells in my body the things that it needs, even if I don't know can't physically see it. I know it's happening, and to me, that means a lot, right? So you want to share you write out your own Shakeology story, maybe what you had thoughts on it before you started it, how it was in the beginning. Maybe first time you ever got it, you put in a scoop and you put in water on top of it, and it just came this clumped shake that you thought was yuck, and how you changed it up. And now you make all kinds of recipes and you love it, and you make treats, and it's helped you with your IBS or staying regular. Your hair and your skin look better. You have more energy, whatever your story is, you want to write that out, right? You want to be proof that the products work. Let's move on. Okay, connect, invite, follow up. It's our second vital behavior. This is a relationship building business, as I mentioned. So who in the beginning are you going to connect with, invite, and follow up? It's you reaching out to your, whoever is called low-hanging fruit, whoever is right in front of you, the closest to you, your friends and your family, are the people that we usually start with, right? Because they already know us and they already see that we're doing something. And we can talk to them very frankly about what we're doing and invite them to do it with us. Maybe some of their health issues and how this could help them. And so it's just natural to start with friends and family. My sister, though, she did not join me for it took a year before she decided to do the workouts and the Shakeology. She just wasn't into working out, especially working out at home. She just never really did that. She did athletics in high school, but that was a long time ago, but she was never gonna into the working out. Now she's Autumn's biggest fan, and Shakeology and hydration are two of the things she professes that keeps her feeling so good. She has a very demanding job, physically, mentally, emotionally, that the combination of the exercise and eating right and having the Shakeology and just learning about hydration and the things that we teach our challengers has just totally changed her life. She's a lifer, a believer. But, she was my sister, and it took her a year. So not all friends and family are going to jump right on board. That's okay. We just keep showing up and being consistent. We keep letting them know, hey, I got another group coming. If you want to jump in, no worries. If you don't, I get it. But I'm here if you do, right? So that's who we start with. And then people who are watching your stories on Instagram or Facebook, you should be posting in the stories. Those are great places to build a really strong connection really fast, because people can really see the real you. And you can just be you, just show different parts of your life. And then people who are liking your photos and your posts, you reach out to them. Thanks for liking my post. Not sure if you saw, but I have a boot camp starting soon. Would you be open to the details to see if this is right for you? And you just just sending it very, just there's no front. We're not trying to put something over on people. This is what we've got that we know works for us, that has changed millions of lives, and maybe it'll be right for them, maybe it won't. So you take the pressure off, and we'll learn more in depth about this process here, because there is a lot to learn about this. Different techniques that you can do, different ways to, connect with people, different ways to invite people, to build those relationships, to just continue to follow up, which is the other one. So, and then the other person you invite are people who follow you. So whether your friends on Facebook, your followers on Instagram, they are following you for a reason. They either know you, like on Facebook, it's a little more personal. It's usually more friends or friends of friends. And if you're posting on there, they see what you're doing. They see what you're about. And so if you reach out and just invite them, hey, I don't know if this is right for you, or if this is your kind of thing, but I have this coming up. Would you be open to learning more about it? And then on Instagram, people are clicking on follow to your page, your feed, for the reason that you set your page up for. So I have health and fitness coach right there. If you're following me, that's what you're getting. And so when I reach out to them, it's not a big surprise that I'm inviting them to a boot camp, right? So that's the other person that I invite, and you should too. So part of that, which is in the business activity tracker, is making sure that you're growing your network, making sure you are continuing to add friends and send friend requests on your Facebook, continuing to build your followers on Instagram. And that's a whole separate training. But it's important that you do that, because you could very quickly run out of that very close warm market. That hot market really is what I would call it. And I didn't build my network in the beginning, and I found that it's like, oh my gosh, I don't have really a lot of new eyes on my stuff. I reached out to pretty much everybody, and I hadn't been building my network, so it was a little bit awkward for me in a period of time there. So I don't want you to do that. I want to make sure that you are just slowly building your network every day. And it's not that hard, and we'll go through that training, but you want to make sure that you're doing that. So then how do you connect, invite, follow up? So there's just a couple simple little invite kind of scripts, I call them, but they're really just templates, because you really want to use this as your base and then build on it or tweak it for the particular person that you're inviting or connecting with. So it's really, I like to keep it very simple. Hey there, I don't know if you'd be interested, but I'm running this boot camp and wanted to see if you'd want to jump in with me. No pressure. So that would be something, you could send that quite easily to your friends and your family, right? No pressure. Even before sending this, or along with sending this in the same message, it's like, hey, I saw your picture of the family reunion. You guys all look great. Looks like I had a fun time. I don't know if you'd be interested, but I'm running this boot camp. So you can add that in, right? And sometimes I've heard this too. Sometimes you open with the actual invite, and then at the back end say, oh, I saw your picture on the family reunion. That looked like a lot of fun, So it's not like you're trying to butter them up and then invite them. It's like, just get the invite out there, because it's no big deal, right? And that's the attitude you have to have. It's no big deal. If you don't want to do it, no big deal. I'm not going to convince you. I'm not here to convince you. I'm just inviting. And you don't say this, right? But that's the thing. It's like, I just want to invite you because I know this would be good for you. And then at the end, it's just that final connection of, yeah, saw your family reunion, pictures look awesome, and just end it on that note. So then the other way is, for people that are just really liking your photos or following you, it's like, this is kind of something I would say, hey, sister, thanks for watching my journey. That's what I say about my stories, right? Can you believe it's only 60 days until summer? Not sure if you saw, but I'm filling spots for my next boot camp. I wanted to see if this is something you'd be interested in. If not, no worries. So it's just, hey, and then kind of this, not FOMO, but the fear of like, oh my gosh, summer is coming. Wow. It's like January, we had New Year's resolutions. I was going to get all in shape by spring, and now summer's almost here. And then give them the invitation, and then it's no big deal if you're not interested, no big deal, right? We don't want them to think that we're like, like desperate. That's the word I'm looking for, because we're not, right? We want people that are ready. We want people that have goals, that want to do something and invest in themselves and their health. So that's some examples. And then in the connection, we'll do another training about that, because you do want to go out and engage with people without inviting them. You want to, look at your feed, maybe spend 20 minutes of looking at who's posting on your feed and commenting on their posts, liking their posts, or even sending them a message if it's their birthday, hey, happy birthday, sending them a message in the backside. And this is just connection, so that because it is a relationship, right? We're not just in here just to invite. It's connect, which used to be the vital behavior. Invite. Now it's connect, invite, follow up. So we do want to spend some time just building the relationship, but when you're actually in the invitation process, don't get all fluffy with it, is my approach, right? I don't like people trying to butter me up or making all kinds of compliments just to sell me. You'll find it on Instagram. There's a lot of businesses out there too now. And they say, thanks for your follow, your feed looks great. And you can, I know, one, because they can tell that their account's a business account, but it's like, I don't feel real genuine with that. It doesn't come across that way with me. And so when I'm inviting people, I'm just right in there with it. Like, I don't know if this is for you. No big deal. Don't know if you saw this. Would you be open to more information? No big deal, right? So, and we are not cold inviting. We don't just pick random people on social media and drop them in a sales page, or send them a message out of the blue. Like some multi-level marketing companies will just like add you to a group. It's a big sales page they have. We do not do that. Do not ever do that. That is rude. If we do have like flash sale pages, occasionally when we're launching something or a sneak peek, we've had conversations with people, and then they say, oh, I'm interested in learning more about that. And they say, great, here's a link to a page, request to join. So they actually take the action to get into the page. We're not just dumping them in a page. I've had so many people add me to pages. I'm like, oh my gosh, who is this? What is this? I don't have a clue what this is. So that's really like cold inviting. People that I'm really nowhere near connected to. I don't know who this person is. And why would I want to do this with you? So we never do that. And so the thing with, especially on Instagram, if people are commenting and liking on your post, they know what you're about. You're a health and fitness coach. It says it right there. If you're inviting from your personal page on Facebook, that's a little bit different, because that is your friends. That is friends of friends, and they're following you because you're friends, right? It's a little bit different. So I encourage you to definitely have an Instagram account and be posting out there. So people are liking your stories, or they're watching your stories, they're liking your posts, or they follow you. That means they've come to your page and they're looking at your journey for a reason. And so it's not cold inviting, right? So it's okay to reach out and talk to them. So initially you will talk to your friends and family, people who already trust us. And they, hey, cuz, I don't know if you'd be interested. No pressure, right? Like I just talked about. And then as you're building your social media and sharing your journey, you will connect, invite, and follow up with people who follow you, people who like and comment on your posts, people who are watching your stories. Okay, we talked about that. People are creeping on you and your journey. It may take them a while watching you before they are ready to even admit that they are interested. So that's why it's important to continue to connect in that connection period. It's important to invite them again the next month if they either ghosted you or said, not right now, and to continue to follow up with them, because they are creeping on you. They are watching you, especially if you're consistent. And it's going to take them a while to say yes. It took my sister a whole year, right? Think of it like inviting to a party. So if you're just putting a random post out there on Facebook or Instagram that you're having a party, your friends and your followers may not even know that you would really like them to come to the party. But when you send them a personal invite, they're more likely to join you. So if you're posting out there, even like with your first step, when you're posting about just started your online coaching journey, at the end, you're going to do the call to action. If you're interested, like or comment. That's like this overarching invitation to this party you're having. And there may be people who are watching you or friends and a lot of friends will watch you. You don't even know that they're see the stuff on your feed because they don't like or comment on it. But I've had a lot of people say, "Oh, I saw you working out with your dog." And I'm like, "Oh, I didn't even know you saw that." They're watching. So if you just have this overarching invite on your social media page, Facebook or Instagram, people might not feel like, "Oh, I watch her. I feel like I know her, but she's probably not really talking to me. She's probably not really inviting me to the party." So it's important that when you reach behind the scenes and send them a personal message, asking them if they would be interested in coming, of joining you in your party, then they're more likely to say, "Oh, wow, she's personally inviting me. Maybe at least I'll get some information. Maybe I'll go." So it's important that you do both sharing your journey on social media, the call to actions in your posts, but you must reach out behind the scenes and invite them. Personally, send them a message and invite them, whether it's a text message, a text in a messenger or on a phone text, or you do the voice recording text messages. So, and either of those ways, or sending them an email, which is a little less personal than a text or a voice text, or in person, right? So it's important. I just cannot stress enough how important it is that you do that back behind the scenes inviting, because then they know you are actually inviting them to the party. So don't be afraid to share this gift with everyone. You are here, and it took me inviting you or your coach inviting you. First to a challenge group and then to the coaching opportunity. And if you're like me, it happened at the same time. But it took your coach inviting you. Maybe you watched for a little while. Maybe it took you a few months or a year to say yes, or even consider joining a group or coaching. But how has it changed your life? Remember that, and that this is a gift that you want to share with everyone, whether it's getting them healthy and fit, helping them overcome health issues, feeling better, having more confidence, having more energy, living by example for their family, helping them, if they become a coach, earn income, at least earn back the money that they're investing in their own health and journey, helping their friends and family, being able to quit that job that maybe that they don't like, it was in my case, being available if someone gets sick, whether it's their kids or like in my case, when my mom got cancer, and I spent the whole year with her, helping her fight that. Not something I would have been able to do if I hadn't said yes to this opportunity, if my coach had not reached out and invited me. So remember, this is a gift and you want to share it with everyone. So how many people do you connect with, invite, and follow up? That's a number for you to pick, right? And it's all depending on your goals. What do you want to achieve? Where do you want to take this business? So the bigger your goals, obviously, the bigger your number, but you want to pick a number that you can be consistent with. I would say, 5, 6, 7 days a week. I go 5 days a week that I'm like intentional with the activity tracker as far as the connect, invite, follow up. I'm every day doing the other parts, the being proof of the product, getting people results into my challenge group, personal development, working on my own journey, and posting on social media. And then I reserve this connect, invite, follow up for 5 days a week, and I have numbers that I on my tracker, like invite 30, connect 30, follow up with everyone, because I like follow up with everybody I've connected with, right? So you pick your number, and it's based on your goal. The bigger the goal, you're going to pick a bigger number. It's just the way it's going to work. If you want to get to that goal, you have to take bigger action. Okay, so that's that one. Get people results. It is your mission as a coach when you're starting a challenge group. So our goal as Beachbody coaches is to fulfill the Beachbody mission for yourself and your customers while mentoring coaches to do the same thing. Beachbody's mission is to help people achieve results to live happy, healthy, fulfilling lives, right? We want that, and we want to start in our own life, in our own family, in our own home, with our own customers, and then our coaches, and then help our coaches to do the same thing. So what does that mean? And if you break down in the, you should have a binder, and for vital behaviors, there's another page that really just kind of like breaks down the vital behaviors in a little more detail. And so here I just took this from there. You create results for yourself. You commit to be in the business a year from now. Because remember, like if my sister, if I hadn't stayed in the business and it took my sister a year, if I'd have quit before that year, she would not have gotten on board with this. She would not be feeling as healthy and energetic and be able to give of herself to this demanding job that she has, which is actually taking care of our brother, which is super, super demanding. You know, I didn't know that. And if I had to quit before a year was up, before she said yes, I wouldn't be helping her. And so you can't expect that if you don't see people jumping on board right away, you know, as soon as you invite them and building a big business in 3 months and 6 months, because it takes time. So you have to commit to being here a year from now. Develop a compelling vision, purpose, and purpose for your business. So that's that why. Get back to that why. Why are you a coach? What are the goals that you want to achieve? Have that vision for yourself. Get very detailed with that. I would create a vision board, which we can do together as a team. Be proactive in finding solutions. So again, ask 3 before me. Get resourceful. Empower yourself so that you can empower others around you. And I'm telling you that in itself feels like personal development, because you just create this confidence within. And then find joy in coaching and have fun. So again, like for me, I needed a job that I was going to wake up and be excited about. And this is it for me. And if you're not being excited about it, then maybe there's ways that we can help streamline the activities that you're doing so they don't feel like so much work. Because sometimes if you're like not organized, or you're always struggling to get the invites in, or you don't know how to connect, or your social posts aren't this and that, you know, maybe it comes down to time management. Maybe it comes down to having some notes, or just learning how other coaches invite to make it really super simple so that you can keep the joy and have fun while you're doing this. Because really, like, you get to stay fit and healthy and feel good, and you get to help other people do that. So it really should be a joyful, fun process, right? Create results for your customers. Run effective groups that customers enjoy. And if you're not enjoying them, your customer's not enjoying them, right? So you want to have some fun in there, you know, give them the tools, but make it fun, keep it energetic. Provide great customer service. Obviously, you want to be able to have systems where you're checking in with your customers, seeing if there's how they're doing, which we can teach you in the training as well. Recognize and celebrate achievement. As part of getting people results, you are going to want to celebrate that and just show the rest of your challengers, here's what consistency looks like. She lost 10 pounds. Did she do it perfectly? No, but you know, and so you got to celebrate that and recognize those things. Same with your coaches too, which we'll talk about here in a second. But that also then generates just more energy within your challenge group. Okay, create results for your coaches. So you want to assist new coaches to earn their first commission in their first 10 days. So it's important that you duplicate this process. So you want to jump on board right away with getting your vital behaviors and the business activity tracker implemented so that you can get customers coming on board. 1, you're going to pay for your Shakeology. 2, you're going to start helping people, and that's going to fill your cup. And then you start earning money, and it's just, when you do that, and then you can show your coaches how to do that, then you're just going to have a longer, sustainable, and more exciting journey, right? I like to say we do this for fun and for free, but honestly, you're going to put some energy into this. You're going to be pouring out on yourself. You're going to sacrifice some time with family or TV time to be able to do this. So it's important that you do earn the income for the time that you are giving and the value you are giving to your people, whether it's your coaches or your customers. Know your coach's business goals and support them in achieving them. So when you onboard your coach in your first 30, you'll be able to identify what their goals are, and then, plug them into our trainings and get them on track so that they start achieving their goals. And then train and keep them accountable to the Success Club system. So we'll talk about the Business Activity Success Club system tracker here in a second. But there is training for that. And we'll get you plugged into it and your coaches when you bring them on board. Train on how to run an effective challenge group and coach sneak peek. So you will jump into a challenge group with your coach in the beginning, if you haven't already been in a challenge group. So maybe you've already been in a challenge group for months with your coach, and then you decided to branch out and run your own and really take a stab at this coaching thing. And maybe you already kind of know what a challenge group looks like. So you'll just get with your coach to get the templates from the back office, and so that you can run with it. And then a coach sneak peek, it's always good, I think. I've done them on my own, I've done webinars, but I think it's good to show the team community that we have here. So kind of engaging with your coach or with the team and doing sneak peeks. And then there's some other ideas on how you can create videos so that you have shareable things to send to people who are interested. So let's get people results. And then personal development, to grow your potential, to increase confidence and improve your skill set. So again, I mentioned this earlier, you are pouring from yourself, giving and giving and giving. That's just what we do in this job. It's relationship building business, and all in relationships just require a lot from us, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and physically, right? So you have to continue to fill your cup. And it's not just that, but that increasing your own confidence and improving your own skills. So here's a couple of my favorite books. The Compound Effect, my all-time favorite, the first book that I ever read. I have it tagged and lined and highlighted, and I have Post-it notes in there. Love this book because it just shows you how you just pump the well. You pump the well by showing up and doing these vital behaviors, however small or big you want to do them, on a consistent basis. And as you're pumping the well, you may not see the benefits, the water pouring from the well right away, but you got to keep pumping that well because the water's coming. And then if you stay consistent with these small activities every day, then you will be overflowing through your well. We have to keep filling the well and pumping the well to be able to see that bounty and abundance of water that comes through, that is you helping people, right? Go Giver, a very quick read, and just kind of helps you to understand why giving of value to people is what we do. We're not, you can be a go-getter, but that's getting and taking, and we really need to give. And in that giving, we get so much more. Not only are you fulfilled, but you're helping people, and it's just this beautiful, beautiful thing. So I'm not going to go through all these books, except Build to Last. This one here is written by a coach in our upline. It's a great book on network marketing and how he built it, and gives some very simple tactical tools for you to be able to talk to potential coaches that are coming in, because really, ultimately, you want to be building up a team of coaches. And people think, well, isn't that just like pyramid scheme and just building teams of coaches, just coach. Well, there is like this hierarchy that happens that helps you earn income while you're helping them, not only on their own journey, but helping people. But the trend of obesity in our country and in the world is on the rise. And we can only help so many people as an individual. We need a team of coaches that can reach their people, and then their people reach their people. So no, this is about how many people can we help, and the trend of obesity, help people achieve their goals to lead healthy, fulfilling lives, and you cannot do it alone. So it requires a team. So Built to Last is definitely a great book. And then the others, like Eat That Frog, is about tackling that thing that you don't want to do first. Just get it done and get it out of the way. And then everything in the day then is cake and gravy, right? So just some great books. Jab, Jab, Right Hook. Gary Vaynerchuk just talks about how to breadcrumb your story on social media. It's like a jab here and a jab here and a jab here before you give them the right hook of the hard invite, right? So it's a good book. And we have trainings about how to share your story as well. So, and then there's podcasts. I love listening to Audible books and to podcasts and YouTube. When I'm driving or I'm cooking or folding laundry or cleaning, in the shower. So I've got constantly personal development streaming into my head to help me to keep going. And then time management. And we're going to end on this. Time management, because I've taken enough of your time, but I want you to look at your current schedule. I want you to list out what are your priorities. What is important to you in your life? So like for me, it's, my sobriety, my family, my health, my business, my free time, my pets. So those things. And then what are the sacrifices? Like if there are things you are doing that are not directly benefiting those priorities in your life, then you need to sacrifice that for right now. Like watching TV. I say that, although I still do it, but it is part of my family time. It is something that I do with my husband. Like we have a little bit of time at the end of the day. But I'm working full-time from home right now, so I should be able to get my priorities and get those business building activities done in the day. So when my husband comes home at night, I got time for him, right? When my son gets home from school, I got time for him. And so it's managing your time, managing yourself. So you got to get rid of the distractions that are not serving your goals. So that's why you got to take a look at your current schedule. Look at the business activity tracker and the Success Club system, which has that, and this is going to be part of your training. And then create your schedule that includes your business, includes those things like your workout, and when are you going to meal plan, and when are you going to post, and when are you going to connect to invite, when are you going to follow up, when are you going to do your personal development. So you got to get those things onto your schedule. If they're not scheduled, they're not going to happen, is the general rule. So you have to treat this as a business because it is a business. And if you treat it as a business, you will grow it as a business, a successful business. If you're just treating it like a hobby, well, I'll do some of this then, do some of this now, like maybe if I can get to it, then it's not going to get you to where you want to go very fast, if at all, right? So you have to time block like a boss. And it's really simple. You look at what time you get up, what time you commute, what time, if you're working away from home, what time is blocked out for your job, what time do you have for lunch maybe, do you commute from home, what are you doing in the evening with your family time, if you got to cook dinner, homework, you got kids, sports commitments, what are those blocks of time and what do you have left? Do you need to get up an hour earlier? Do you need to stay up a little bit later after the kids get to bed and focus on following up with people, right? Do you need to create your posts and connect with some people at lunchtime? These are the things that I did when I first started because I was working a full-time job. I was a single mom. Our days were very full and I had to really take some pockets of time and fill in the gaps with my business building activities. And so it just tell you, if you don't time block like a boss, you will feel chaotic. You will feel like this is just too much. I just can't do this. When you can, it's managing not just your time, but managing yourself. Okay, so this is super, super important. Lastly, just know that this was a ton of information. This probably went longer than I expected, I'm sure of it. I don't even know how long this is, but I'm sure it's too long. But I want you to stay consistent and intentional with your time. So there's going to be other training videos that are going to be shorter. They're going to piecemeal, like how do we connect? How do we invite? How do we follow up? And just to how do you create marketing plan, and how do you, where do you get some post ideas and things like that. So we'll go through that in the coach training mentorship modules. And if you have any questions, definitely jot them down, get with your coach, get with me, and let's get you going. All right. Thank you, guys. Thanks for being on. Bye.